What's up, everybody? That's right here with more Final 16. Last time, shit went fucking down, man. So Sid basically got fucking shot in the chest by a typhon. This other species thing that apparently Ultima, which I'm assuming isn't like the name of the guy, but the name of the race. And they're trying to basically take over Ifrit. Um, Basically Clive, because Clive is basically the perfect vessel. They said. And Sid in his last moments gave Remu's powers to Clive. And then we basically went 5 years in the future. Basically, we ended up getting saved by Joshua in epic fashion, and then we got a Phoenix wing or Phoenix feather that Clive still has in his possession. It's really cool looking. But yeah, then we jumped 5 years in time to where we are now with an elder Clive, which he's probably what, 30? No, wait. He was 15, 13 years, 28. Yeah, he's 32. So, yeah, a little more grizzled, but more badass. Removes powers. And then we're on our way to meet our uncle, actually. Which, why it's, we never even been mentioned in the game. And now, yeah, we have to meet him. Also, Ambrosia has shown back up, which I always knew she would. You know, they gave us her character portrait in Tome Stain. It's like, oh wait, why would she have a card just for, the couple scenes that she's in? And the fact that she saves Clive makes me think, you know what, we're probably gonna see her again, and I'm glad we did. And that's our mount. You know, here I am talking about her. Might as well just bring her out. There we go. A nice little saddle or fucking eye patch. Best chocobo ever. And then what else? We have a new hideout because Tyne fucked our shit up because he's looking for Sid. And we also go by Sid now. So, we're keeping his legacy alive, doing what he wanted us to do. And everybody refers to us as Sid. No, Sid's more of a person. He's ideology. Anyways, we're on our way to our uncle, and then I left it here. We ran into some black shields, and I think they're fucking some people up here in Aldile, whatever it's pronounced. And right here at the docks. So we're gonna go fucking save them, hopefully, but they're probably all dead, knowing how gruesome this game's been. But after that, we'll move on towards our uncle.
Find something, boy. Death.
It's a pretty gruesome smell.
Found her.
Yep.
This was my mother's doing.
I want to see him just like walk up to her when they're like she's saying something to him, and he just like splice her fucking head off.
I don't know.
Because she's
I never truly understood her.
the most evil person in this damn game so far.
Clive.
Crow's just picking him apart.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
Excuse me.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south,
They may already be in Port Isolde.
That is true, and that's where our uncle is. Alright, so before we move on from this town, gotta run around look for some chests. Speaking of which, Demon Tamer's. That's what it said, right? Demon Tamer Sash? Hey, I'm already wearing it. Oh, yeah. Well, how about that? I wonder if the chests are random. Like what's inside of... maybe not. They might be random. Maybe the equipment's random. Maybe like always get equipment in that chest, but maybe it's random like what... how good it is. I don't know though. Drops might be that way because I know depending on how you do in battles, depending on what you get dropped, depends on how well you do in it. They do a really good job with like the fog effects too in this game. It's Brit, it's down. Ew. They fucking murdered everybody. That's it. No more chests. Alright. This area's not too big.
Approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosabeth.
Is there another path? Oh, just right here to the right. Bum, 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 bum.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
You didn't hear shit.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
Brutal. Now to the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. Just a little fucking pillar.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed. Begone!
Begone.
To sell my wares.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
He's sleeping.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. Other places a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
The Quiet Sands, huh? Bum, 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 bum.
All yours, Torgal.
Did I miss?
Farewell.
Yeah, I'm glad I updated the distance for that. I wonder if these things have like weaknesses. Like, you think they'd be weak to the lightning? I'm not sure.
Farewell.
Time to fight.
Wish that distance was longer. Alright, so Thunderstorm's actually not bad. I'm not a huge fan of Pile Drive though. But it's better than this other move, I think. The Lightning Bolt one. Looks like fucking Pinocchio's village.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Alright, so we can't explore this town yet. Yeah. Isn't the upgrade for that hit more people? Maybe I should upgrade that.
Over here.
Yeah, they're all barricaded.
All yours, Torgal.
Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Over here.
There you go. That's how you multiple.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your door!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. And Lazarus.
Alright, so back to the town.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
They might have, but who? This town looks like it's been abandoned for like a while.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Alright, this place isn't that big though.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
This rusty ass sword.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I should just do. Just wreck them all that way. Enemies bested.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix.
Pretty quick.
It can't be. I was there when you died.
Is that fucking Wade? How the hell did he survive that shit?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is.
It is.
So wait.
Well, how about that?
can speak inside.
Fucking 18 years later, we run into fucking Wade. How did he survive that though? Because he was right there when Phoenix fucking lit up. It looked like him and
And those who wouldn't.
was that the guy's name Tyler? Got lit
We
up.
left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
Wade's become quite the grizzled warrior.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Surprised I didn't ask him about Tyler. What's his fucking name, right? Sir Wade and Sir Tyler. I think that was it. This might tell me. Will it? Didn't say. This bitch. Lazarus District, Guardians of the Flame. Alright, so they're protecting basically what it used to be. Colleen's. She's gotta be the next one to fucking, like, get her ass handed to her. Black Shields are doing it all.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Because his quartermaster could be fucking
I suppose we
Tyler.
owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
So the guys we did kill, I'm assuming those were flames too. Whoops. I mean, they started it.
Allow me to tend to your needs.
Oh, the quartermaster's the shop guy. What am I thinking? It's been a while since we've had like anything really new to buy. Ooh, that's expensive. I don't care about limit break. Desert Rose, that's new. I don't have any. Let's buy one then.
As you wish, my lord. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Throughout the mentioned area, Clive will often be joined by various companions who are keen to lend their assistance. However, depending on Clive's destination, they may choose to remain behind the hideaway. Okay. So Wade's an actually legit party member where, to me, you don't choose who comes with you. I think they probably just decide on their own. Well, I mean, not like it really matters, but alright, cool, not bad. Welcome back, Sir Wade. Did your sprite change at all? Show up if I save, right? Maybe I guess he does look the same. Maybe the outfit's different. Maybe he's wearing like knight uniform before.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
How's going on here?
Look at me sideways. Come along now. The bastards are lucky with you.
There they are.
Yeah, why don't you say that to their face?
On your command, my lord.
Let's murder him.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
For Rosaria.
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Oh, I mean to do that. Keep forgetting to use. This.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm frightened.
Ah. Ooh, another dragoon.
Stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Night of the Lasting Dark. Ah, that fucking hurt a little bit. Oh, how did that miss? I was so close.
Subway.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish.
Oh,
You ain't finish him.
drop, drop.
It's over.
Ba, 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 ba.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
I'm surprised he still calls her that.
Then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good.
For like fucking wicked
Her
she is, you know?
fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Just realized I've been for now too to get more rewards for that.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
The burnt blade.
With pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only someone could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Part of me wants to see someone do like the fucking Final Fantasy like 8 salute. It's a throwback. So our uncle's a good man, just gotta play fake.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once.
Aye, there's its him. It's fucking crying. Nice.
You're still the finest matter in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me place a Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
The good plates, not the paper.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
She was always a fucking monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Wow.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest
Clive.
failing.
Honest guy.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw.
It's
Which,
that
if
thing.
I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
So I want to be a pirate.
This will be fun.
It's going through her mind.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Good man, Clive. Alright, support Isolde. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I'm very curious on what the pluses are. I know there's side quests, but like, we had one where actually, can I get new gear? I can't. Ugh. We had one, and that's where Ambrosia joined us with the Chocobo. So maybe it's another ability that we gain the plus ones.
There are new billets being posted every
What's the quest called? Blacksmith's Blues.
not enough swords to see to them.
Clive!
It's probably not great for them then.
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. That normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
Sure.
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. We'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Let's grab our items.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Oh, you don't get them. So you just unlock more at 100. Oh, okay. Well then. So we need to get to 350 to unlock the next one, but we'll get some items. Alright, so there's the song for like the jukebox. So you get it pretty early. There's only one here. That's fine. Then our next two are medals. Or not medals, but accessories. Clark's Medallion +1. That's probably more of a potion thing again. I think it's the same thing, but it's probably stronger. And Dire Wolf Jess. All right.
Again.
So that's going to be a while. Got new hunts, bro? You do not. Alright, that's the quest. Let's not go there. How many side quests do we have here? Just the two? Okay.
I could have sworn we had a few.
You know what, while we're here, I guess we can check our letters.
Headlands wouldn't be half as bad.
All quiet in the Dominion. The Dalmex and the Imperials are at a standoff there. They snarl at each other, fangs bared like slumped curs, but neither wants to make the first move. It's almost as if they both realize what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they've stepped in. If I were a man to lay wager, I'd put my copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. I shall keep you appraised. Gav. My Lord Marquis. Or Marquess. Who is it? Oh, it's Wade. I was like wondering, who the fuck is that? I ask once again for you to forgive my band for your welcome back at Lazarus, but certainly you can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. Short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be the self-same man I followed into Stillwind those many years ago. True bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night were still with us to see how bright your flame now burns. Alright, so Tyler is officially gone. To you and your cause, I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and I am proud to stand alongside you once again. Wait. So that makes sense too, and like why on the little timeline thing when it shows like people deceased, because you didn't know if they were. So, like when Murdoch was still lit up, but then we ran into Hannah and she said, "Oh, he's dead." Then he showed up deceased on there. So that makes sense on why Wade and Tyler didn't show up, because we didn't know that they were officially dead, I guess. So I'm assuming Tyler's gonna show up dead there now. Boom, boom, boom.
Did you come to borrow a book, Sid? You can't have this.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive?
Yeah, I want to check out the tome. It's been a
You've read
while.
this particular chapter before.
Ooh,
if you have
so
a question
close.
for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Joshua. I didn't read this yet. Weird. I feel like I already read that. Yeah, lost his eye. Remember that. He's still helping us. Taj's still helping us. I mean, he actually removes the brand, but leaves a scar there. So if you see anybody with a scar, you're going to assume they're branded. I mean, that's what I would think. Like, why do you guys all have the same scar? Clive's personal steed. After losing her master at Phoenix Gate, Ambrosia found a new flock and led them in defending honest merchants from beasts and bandits, earning herself the love of the locals and the name Whiteheart. Indeed, it was one of the locals' insistence that she be defended in turn that led to her happy reunion with Clive. She gets a new picture, too. Very nice. Hey, nectar. Clive is somehow able to make sense of his noises, learning that the creature professes to be a mighty hero who would see terrible fiends that plague the realm laid low. Okay. Cole. Second in command. Martell. Oh, yeah, she was the, yeah, this is the girl that we saved. The tree thing. Yeah, now she's dead. But now we call her Apples. The tree that bears the apples called Martell, yeah. Desireen's new. Our uncle. Rutherford. This is like fucking manservant, yeah. As old as she is dangerous, her blade is ever at the ready for any who might mean her master ill. Tertonic's ever at hand to heal the sickly prince's hurts. Joshua addresses her by the name Jote. Jote. I don't remember him saying that, do I? But it's unclear whether this is her true name or another pseudonym. Curse breakers, yeah. The 7 high houses. The highest noble house of Old Rosaria, of which House Rosefield is first and foremost. They have their roots in the ruling dynasties of the small independent nations that were united upon the founding of the duchy. The houses had a prominent voice in ducal politics, but this was silenced when the region fell to the empire and Empress Annabella took Rosaria's reigns. Yeah, these are the little towns, a couple things that we went to. There's Regency. Drake's Fane, Drake's Spine. Yeah, Impasse, Drake's Tail. Mysteries of the Realm. What's new here? Missives. Oh. It's like the play they were acting out.
You're always welcome, Clive.
Did you come to borrow a book, Sid?
You can't have this one. Alright. See what he wants first.
I didn't take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Try my controller and my pen. Alright, So go to Butcher, Martha's Rest.
First August, and now you. What you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants
He's
to
not
help.
too happy about it.
What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now, every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for? Now piss off.
All right, we're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Alright. That's Karen.
That monster's taking quite a lot.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain.
Who's jealous?
Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Next all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. Don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working the rides.
I see.
So he kills the stuff that he wants to use.
Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe. Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leather worker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Okay. Alright, Nectar. Where's this griffin? Did you say you were hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kupo? Then I do have the billet for you, Kupo, an especially horrible one that locals call Dozmare. Passed along the trail from Lostwing to Cair Norvent, whenever order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks. And heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dozmare. A beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. Actually, hold on. Yeah, Westgate, okay. Well. Let's go fuck him up. Oh, he's like right there too. Wow, how about that? Wait, that's not him. Forgot that's the butcher. You know what? I might as well do this one. It's right here.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other, don't we?
Flesher.
Ah, well. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up. Hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. And there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reeds would be your best bet. Memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Right, 3 reeds. Guess we can go this way to get there. Just fucking chocobo it up.
Stay sharp.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Yeah, she will. Alright. Let's kill some scorpions.
Good girl.
Get the tails, and then we will do the blacksmith one. Yep. Let's keep going.